Live and on demand from the WNY News Now studios in downtown Jamestown. This is WNY News Now.
And thanks for joining us for WNY News Now. I'm Justin Gould.
And I'm Matt Hummel. Happening now, a Chautauqua County jail inmate is in more trouble. We'll tell you why coming up.
Plus, Governor Andrew Cuomo has signed a bill into law prohibiting teachers from carrying firearms in class. But first, Chief Forecaster Dakota Hunter is here with a live look at our weather. Hey, Dakota.
Hey, Justin and Matt, and happy Thursday, everybody. So close to that weekend. We'll start off with a live look coming from the Mill Creek Mall in Erie. Traffic flowing fine over Peach Street. Just a few clouds overhead. Temperature is 76. The dew point up here in Erie is still into the lower 60s, but we're going to see that dew point number drop as we go through the next couple of days as we start to see high pressure building back in. We can look at First Defense Doppler radar all day long, and it will show the exact same thing. Nada. So it's going to be a dry day today, which is good. We don't expect any of that shower or thunderstorm activity today. For the pollens here, it's still the grass and wheat pollen. Grass pollen still low, but the wheat pollen now is in the moderate category now. So those are our main culprits. Of course, summer is the grass and also the wheat pollen. We'll go hour by hour. Temperatures into the mid to upper 70s, dropping back into the 60s tonight with clearing skies. That gorgeous weather will continue for the weekend. We'll talk about it in just a couple of minutes. Back to you.
Alrighty, Dakota, thank you. Our top story today, an inmate at the Chautauqua County Jail allegedly caused some damage to a jail mattress Monday morning. The Chautauqua County Sheriff's Office says that Stephen Dean allegedly made and possessed what they describe as dangerous contraband in the form of a cutting weapon. He was charged on Tuesday with first-degree promoting prison contraband and fourth-degree criminal mischief. Dean was arraigned using the centralized arraignment program, and bail was set at $10,000.
And a Jamestown woman allegedly stole another person's vehicle on July 15th and used their credit card to make purchases throughout Chautauqua County. Lakewood Bust-Eye police say that 30-year-old Jennifer Blake, you see here, was going from house to house asking people for help. One person reportedly offered to help her before Blake allegedly stole their cell phone. Blake allegedly then stole the neighbor's vehicle. After that, she also made purchases, allegedly, with that person's credit card and checkbook. Blake was charged with 2 counts of petty larceny and third-degree and fourth-degree grand larceny. She's currently in Chautauqua County Jail on more than $3,000 bail, according to the county jail online inmate list.
A town of Portville woman was arrested after New York State Police alleged she vandalized a camp in Cattaraugus County this week. 19-year-old Hannah Mason is charged with fourth-degree criminal mischief and second-degree harassment. An investigation revealed that Mason allegedly damaged property intentionally at a camp on Yuba Dam Road in Portville on Sunday. Mason is also accused of striking the victim in the face during the incident. She was arrested and released with appearance tickets. Now, Mason is scheduled to appear in the town of Portville court later this month.
And a new law in New York will prevent local school districts from authorizing teachers from carrying firearms on school grounds. Governor Andrew Cuomo signed the measure into law yesterday. While law enforcement and school resource officers will still be allowed to carry guns, the new law will stop any local districts from trying to arm teachers or allowing them to bring their own guns onto school grounds. The state teachers union had supported the bill, arguing that arming teachers would only increase the risk of accidental shootings without increasing student safety. Cuomo also signed legislation Wednesday that would create statewide rules for gun buyback programs, which allow individuals to turn in or sell their firearms to authorities without risk of protection. And Matt, I know that a lot of those gun buyback programs, even here in Chautauqua County, do good because it is a no-questions-asked situation, and even though I'm sure certain guns out there, maybe people could face charges for having an unlawful pistol or something like that if you don't have a permit, but at the end of the day, it does get it off the street.
Absolutely, and you know, every time I hear the gun buyback, you know what I think of? That one episode of Chicago PD where they, remember that? When they had the gun, this was like probably 5 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah, because what's-her-face, Erin Lindsay was still on the show. So they had the gun buyback, and then, is it Burgess?
Yes, she's the other female.
Yeah. She and her partner discovered that gun that they brought back was involved in some murder case. Just every time I hear a gun buyback,
You
it
think
just
of that.
yeah,
You think of that.
absolutely.
Well, you gotta love Chicago PD. It's Voight, if you had Voight in your town, crime would go way. Well, I don't know. It depends. If he sanctions it, then it goes up. But if he doesn't, it would go down. A happy Thursday to everybody. Thanks for tuning in here with WNY News Now. Hello to Mark. Hopefully you are doing well on this very beautiful day indeed out there. Susan, hello to you. David, thanks so much for joining us. Joe, good to see you as always. Sir Renee, happy Thursday to you. Hello to Cindy as well. Thanks so much for tuning in. Be sure to like, comment, and share and interact with us as the show rolls along. A lot more local news to tell you about. The town of Portland is dealing with a massive water main break right now. The latest from there.
But first, emergency crews are going to no longer be responsible for damage to vehicles containing a pet in hot or cold water. Dakota.
And we'll show you the camera from the Lakeside Park in Mayville. Just a few clouds overhead, but a fantastic day with a temperature of 77 degrees. This weather will continue over the next several days. We'll talk about it in a few minutes as WNY News Now continues in a minute. Don't go away.
Live and on demand, you're watching WNY News Now.
Now open in downtown Jamestown, Pearl City Hops, restaurant and tavern.
I have some real old-timey dishes on there that I'm just giving new life to. Like there's a shepherd's pie on there that's gonna have some bison in it, real thick hearty gravy. Then I'm also doing beer flights. We're pairing it with a set of sliders, a set of tacos, and a set of mini rolls. So everything's gonna have its own pair, so you can get a taste of a little bit of everything and all the beers. We don't want to be known as the restaurant in the hotel. We want to be known as Pearl City Hops.
You're watching WNY News Now, where coverage comes first.
Want weather now? Download the WNY News Now mobile app and stay up to date on severe weather alerts. Plus, anytime hazardous weather strikes, stick with the Southern Tier's only 24/7 streaming network that keeps you safe. You're all in a tornado warning, so now is the time to go to a safe place, small room, lowest floor, near the center, away from windows. What are you waiting for? Download the WNY News Now mobile app today. It's free in the Apple App Store and Google Play Store.
Welcome back. Happening now, a new law in New York State says firefighters and emergency medical personnel are no longer liable for any vehicle damage when they remove a pet from a dangerously hot or cold car. Existing law already granted legal protections to police who break a car window to try to rescue a trapped pet. The law signed Wednesday by Democratic Governor Andrew Cuomo extends these same rules to firefighters and EMTs. Supporters say the law will speed up pet rescues by allowing authorities to dispatch firefighters or EMTs instead of having to send a police officer whenever someone reports a pet locked up in a car in extreme heat or cold. Now, Cuomo says that as a dog owner himself, he was proud to sign the measure into law.
You gotta love technology today, folks. We're having one of those days. In the meantime, though, Justin, about that law, I think that's certainly very interesting.
It absolutely is, and I think it's a good thing. I know a lot of people out there who are like, well, don't break down my window, then don't leave your dog in a car when it's hot. I mean, it's they feel by it too. I mean, I usually don't put my foot down for too much, but certainly something like that. Yeah. So it is a good law.
Absolutely. Well, in the meantime, locally here in the town of Portland, officials are continuing to ask residents to conserve water due to a water main break. On Wednesday, the Chautauqua County Department of Health and Human Services announced that customers served by public water in the town and village of Brockton should not use unnecessary amounts of water. They ask residents not to fill swimming pools, wash cars, or water lawns and gardens until further notice. Officials say they are working with leak experts to locate and repair the water main break. Currently, officials believe that the leak is an old water line between a tank on Route 5 and the newly installed water tank at the village's water treatment facility.
Well, the organizers of the Woodstock 50 Festival have thrown in the towel and canceled the event. Co-founder Michael Lang said in a statement, quote, "Unforeseen setbacks made it impossible to put on the festival we imagined," end quote. It was scheduled to take place August 16th through the 18th on the 50th anniversary of the original Woodstock Festival back in 1969. But the firm financing it pulled out in April, and organizers has difficulties securing a site for the event ever since. Lang, who was one of the original Woodstock creators, recently announced the show would take place in Maryland, but then Jay-Z and John Fogerty pulled out just a few days ago.
Earlier this week, millions of Capital One customers were alerted to the news that their private information may have been exposed due to a data breach. Meredith Wood explains what you should do to protect yourself in today's Consumer Watch.
Safely securing your data online. It's a problem that's getting worse, according to the Federal Trade Commission. The latest data breach targeted around 100 million Capital One customers in the U.S. and 6 million in Canada. A 33-year-old female hacker from Seattle is now in custody. The company says it's unlikely the information was used for fraud. They also say that no credit card numbers or logins were compromised. But if you're a Capital One customer concerned that you may have been affected, here's what you should do. First, check your email. The company notified its customers of the data breach. They will offer free credit monitoring services to those who were affected. Check your accounts. Look at your statements for suspicious activity. If you find something odd, you should freeze your card.
If they've been impacted by the data breach, if they had their information stolen and they lost dollars in some way, they should let my office know. That helps us look at whatever potential next steps are most appropriate for my office to take.
And if you find suspicious activity, you can also freeze your credit. This ensures that no one will try to take a loan in your name. It also means that no one can access your credit report. So if you apply for a loan, you'll have to unfreeze your credit. And once you get credit monitoring, you should turn on the notifications so that all activity under your ID will be sent to your inbox. For today's Consumer Watch, I'm Meredith Wood.
Alrighty, Meredith, thank you very much. And certainly, hundreds of millions of people, Justin. Can you imagine that?
I couldn't imagine the news of hearing something like that. Certainly you'd be in financial turmoil because of that uncertainty, but great tips there by Meredith. I assume at the end of the day, it's so tough to put the blame on something like that. Like, obviously, sure, the company should have done more to protect, but this hacker got in and did dirty deeds, and this is where we are now. So I don't know. It's hard. It's tough to say, and I guess unless you're actually in that position, you really don't know how it feels. And sometimes you probably feel lost because you don't know what to do.
And here's the thing now that's going to be interesting is what happens. What's the fallout for Capital One? Because I've noticed sometimes in the past when a company, not just Capital One, any sort of company like this, gets hacked, you see lawsuits, or some cease
or the
and
government
desist.
It steps in and goes after them for something like that.
So it's really going to be interesting in the next couple months. We'll have to keep our emails open.
Yeah, we will. We will, hopefully. So, certainly good tips and information nevertheless in that report. Hello to Corey. Thanks so much for tuning in. A lot of people saying maybe they had a little Wi-Fi trouble. I know our stream is doing a lot better now. It seems like once a month we always have, technology never works. I was yelling at my computer this morning in the newsroom. You heard me probably from down the hallway. Because the darn thing doesn't work when I need it to, or it's too slow or something like that. Last couple of days we have this displays in our newsroom that tells us information about what people are reading, sharing, and things like that. Where stories are at, what's trending, what's new. And they were all dark for most of the week. And today they finally get them back. And
then you have the teleprompter.
And then the teleprompter. I don't know. It's just weird day.
Absolutely.
Weird time. So hopefully you can hear us out there. We can see your comments anyways, nevertheless. So hello to Emily. Hopefully you're doing well. A happy day to you, Wendy. Always a pleasure to have you here. Hello to Lori and Nicole as well. And Nicholas is here too. Hello to all of you. Coming up, several World War II era military planes will be on display at the Jamestown airport. We got the deets in just a few.
But first, Chief Forecaster Dakota Hunter, he's going to stand by here, take a look at that first defense weather. This News Now continues.
Extra, extra, read all about it. Not tomorrow, but right now on the WNY News Now mobile app. Follow local news as it happens.
Top story: a Forestville man's weather video has gone viral.
And stay informed with the Southern Tier's only 24/7 streaming network.
Our Matt Hummel is standing by live outside of Chautauqua County Court with more on this case. Matt, good afternoon to you.
Download the WNY News Now app right now. It's free on the Apple App Store and Google Play Store.
With coverage that matters, this is WNY News Now.
EagleZip.com is your local one-stop shop for all of your home and business computer needs. Located on Fluvan Avenue Extension, just outside of Jamestown, EagleZip.com sells and services all brands of desktops and laptops, as well as servers and network equipment for your business. All new computer sales include transferring your data from your old computer plus a 2-year warranty. Call EagleZip.com today.
Stop by EagleZip.com today and let us make computers easy for you.
First Defense Weather, the Southern Tier's only live and local weather source. Now, here's Chief Forecaster Dakota Hunter.
Yeah, we dealt with the issues with the weather computers last week, but this week, knock on the green wall for luck. It's been so far so good. Today is the second day of the Gary Rodeo, so if you're going out to that, fabulosis. Couldn't be better. Temperatures into the mid to upper 70s. Lots of sunshine through the day. So if you're heading to the barbecue, which starts at 5 o'clock, great for that. The rodeo starts at 8. Great weather, clear skies, low humidity. Just couldn't be better for the first day of August. This is where we were yesterday. 72 degrees was the high temperature in Olean, 80 in Dunkirk, 81 in Erie. And again, nothing shows up at the Jamestown airport. Again, I mentioned this yesterday. The I think a couple sensors at the airport have gone a little wonky, so we don't have data coming from the Jamestown airport right now, but hopefully we'll get that fixed pretty soon. So again, it looks like this month actually starts very nice. Lower humidity throughout much of this week. So temperatures right around average for this time of the year. This is around where we should be for this time of the year. Upper 70s, lower 80s. This is where we should be. And the humidity will stay down throughout the week and into early next week. Today, if you want to go out on Lake Erie, water temperature 75 off Buffalo, 78 off Erie. This is, I think, 1 or 2 degrees actually above average. So the water temperature not bad. North-northeast wind 6 to 9 knots and a wave height averaging a foot or less. So if you want to go sailing or boating, not a bad day for that. Now, in terms of tropical weather, we are keeping our eyes on this disturbance, which is down here pretty much off the coast of Africa in the Atlantic. Right now, they have a 70% chance that this is going to form into a tropical storm over the next 5 days. There's a little disturbance here off the coast of Florida, but nobody believes that's going to form at this point. It's fighting a lot of wind shear. But back at home, beautiful, gorgeous high pressure. That's that big blue H spinning around. That is going to move in over the next couple of days and continue to give us fantastic weather. Current temperatures right now 70 in Olean, 75 in Bradford, 78 in Dunkirk, 80 in Erie, and over in Wellsville it's 73 degrees. So a little bit cooler, especially out to the east. And talking about the humidity, it's going to continue. Now it spikes up just a little bit tomorrow, but other than that, the humidity really starts to drop and we're going to be back into this comfort level once again throughout the weekend and into early next week. Zone by zone, we'll start at the eastern areas first. Temperatures here into the mid to upper 70s. A lot of sun. Suntastic day. Lower humidity, so it's going to feel nice along with that. Lake Erie shoreline a little bit cooler here because of a northwest wind averaging around 6 to 12, but otherwise you'll see lots of sunshine as well. Next 7 days of your life are here on the screen, and again 80 degrees on Friday and Saturday. Sunday's the NASCAR race at Watkins Glen, so if you're going to that, temperatures not bad into the 80s, maybe a straggler of a shower, but otherwise lots of sunshine. The race should go off as planned. Temperatures remain into the 80s for next week. Next chance to rain, it's only scattered next Wednesday. Sports is next. Don't go away.
When you're on the go, stay in the know by downloading the WNY News Now mobile app. Stay up to date on local news, weather, and sports that matter to you. Plus, subscribe to breaking news and weather alerts from the team that puts coverage first. In addition, watch news as it happens with the Southern Tier's only 24/7 streaming network. Download the WNY News Now app right now. It's free on the Apple App Store and Google Play Store.
You're watching WNY News Now, your source for breaking news. WNY Sports Now is powered by Phone Zone of Jamestown. With the largest inventory around, we buy and sell our own merchandise at a price that can't be beat. Have a broken screen? We'll fix it. Learn more at phonezoneshop.com.
Happy Thursday, sports fans. We are nearing the end of the work week. Welcome back to WNY News Now. I'm Norm Rodriguez with a look at sports. Happening right now, the PGA Tour is having its Wyndham Championship. As of 12:20 p.m., South African golfer Rory Sabatini is in the lead with a score of 7 under, 1 stroke ahead of 2 competitors. The Wyndham Championship is taking place at Sedgefield Country Club in Greensboro, North Carolina. Going on today until Sunday, the total purse for the Wyndham Championship is $6.2 million and is being televised on both CBS and the Golf Channel. The A-Division teams in the City of Jamestown Parks, Recreation, and Conservation slow pitch softball playoffs will begin on Sunday. With the exception of any makeup games back on July 28th, this will be the first games A-League teams will play due to the World Series of Wheels taking place at Bergman Park back on July 28th. The B-Division teams will begin their playoff games 1 week after the A-Division on August 11th. This afternoon with a 2:10 first pitch, the New York Mets will conclude their 3-game interleague road series versus the Chicago White Sox. Riding a 6-game winning streak, the Mets are still in 4th place in the NL East at 52 and 55. Meanwhile, Chicago is in the middle of the road in the AL Central, in 3rd place with a 46 and 59 record. Zach Wheeler will get the starting call for the Mets against Chicago starting pitcher Dylan Cease. The game will be televised on Sportsnet New York. That's it for sports today. Justin and Matt, back to you.
All right, Norm, thank you. Well, several World War II-era military planes will be on display at the Jamestown Airport this month. Officials with the airport announced this week that a B-17 Flying Fortress, a B-24 Liberator, a B-25 Mitchell, a P-40 Warhawk, and a P-51 Mustang will be on display thanks to the Collins Living History Museum and Educational Foundation. For a fee, visitors could also take a flight into history aboard any of those aircrafts. Officials said availability of the aircraft for ground viewing is subject to change based on weather and maintenance circumstances. The birds will be on display from Monday, August 12th through Thursday, August 15th. Tours are $5 for adults and $5 for children, $15 for adults rather, and $5 for children under 12, and World War II veterans enter free of charge. For more information on the exhibit, visit collinsfoundation.org.
Well,
pretty cool.
Certainly, Justin. And, you know, we talk about this all the time. I can't talk today. You know, but we're history buffs.
Right.
And I don't know about you, but just seeing this is awesome.
And, you know, I'm glad that they have these coming to the Jamestown Airport, because I know they had a couple of similar World War II era planes a few months ago there. And I remember as a kid, this is what you did, right? You know, you'd go there with mom and dad, and they'd hoist you up into these planes, and they were bigger than life. So it's great to see that continuing here in Chautauqua County. And, yeah, you can't use the airport yet to fly out of commercially, but this is another great thing to have them in the meantime and all the time.
Now, you know who really has good thoughts potentially on this?
Dakota Hunterelli. Have you ever gone to those airport shows as a kid, Dakota?
I never did.
No, you were never into that?
No. Oh. Well, I have a fear of flying, by the way, and apparently they're saying my microphone is off.
Oh, boy. Man, what's the day of tech? I mean,
there we go. So,
there we are.
But I never went to those kind of shows. I actually have a fear of flying, though, to be honest with you. So.
Well, you don't have to fly. You can always check them on the
Right.
ground.
So how do you get to all those weather conferences? Do you just ride a bus?
I guess Dakota.
We
takes-
hitchhike.
Hitchhike?
Oh, you hitchhike?
Yeah.
Oh, that's fun. You take a scooter.
Yeah.
So it's the middle of January, but hey, who cares?
Exactly.
Scooters work now, but
Yeah, in January
Not
when
in
you're
January.
going through Lake Effect snow bands. Anyway, so let's take a look at the weather here. Fantastic day today. 75 to 82 is the high temperature range, partly to mostly sunny, less humid. Yes, just a great summer day, and that will continue over the next several days. Look at this forecast. Temperatures right around where they should be. Now, a lot of us don't need rain, but if you do need the rain, we don't see any chance of rain until next Wednesday, and even at that chance of rain's only a scattered chance at most. But enjoy this, because this is absolutely what midsummer is supposed to feel like.
yeah, it's a midsummer's dream right here.
Yes. Midsummer Night's Dream, Shakespeare.
I love it. All right.
Was that Shakespeare?
Yeah,
Yes.
yes.
I thought so.
That's going to do it for us today. Of course, news continues 24/7 on our 24/7 news streaming network. It's right here at WNYNewsNow.com and on our mobile app. We're back tomorrow with our TGIF edition. Hope to see you there.